Hey babes, let's do some makeup. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna skip face makeup except for contour because how you do your face makeup applies to your own face, like in terms of like where you want to apply foundation, how much concealer, blush, whatever. Although I will do blush in this video, but just to start off with, you know, you want to cleanse your face with a makeup wipe or something. Also, I 100% recommend bringing makeup wipes to the game because you will want to take this off afterwards. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I'm going to start off with, by the way, taking my glasses off. Ooh. And I'm going to start off with some blush. Now, we don't want to go too heavy because we're going for more of a darker look this time, but my personal opinion is that everyone needs a little bit of blush. So, and then if it comes out too strong, you can always go in with a beauty blender and just blend it out. But chances are it'll wear off throughout the game. So I also just really like blush, so I end up going a little bit heavy. But sorry, I'm looking at the mirror behind me because this is a wee bit difficult. Okay, so start off with blush. I think that's way too much, but it's fine for right now. You get the gist. Just we're going for more of not so much of like a happy look, we're going for a darker look. So just keep that in mind. And then for contour, when you're choosing a contour shade, you want to make sure that it matches your skin tone and doesn't make you look so dead. So I really enjoy a bronzer more than a contour, but I've misplaced my bronzer. So I'm using some warmer brown shades from this palette, and then I'm gonna go in, this technique actually works. I'm sure you've seen people go like before. That actually does give you the line to your cheekbone of where you want to go. But the most important thing about contour is that you want to make sure that you blend it out, because you don't want it to look really like stark and just like you just laid some brown powder on there. So you're gonna, you know, go like that and then just kind of choose where you want to start and start blending in. I blend up into my hairline. Some people don't like the way that that looks, so it's completely up to you. The thing that you want to focus on with this is your cheekbones, because we're kind of going, you just want to look angular, really, because like if you think about a vampire, you know, they're not like soft. They're hard and strong and, you know, stuff like that. So as I was preaching about blending, I'm struggling to blend, but blending is the main thing that you want to do here. And I'm gonna kind of rush through it. It might not look as smooth, but for the real game, spend adequate time blending your bronzer and contour. And bronzer is just kind of, it's like a contour can come in stick form, and bronzer is like a powder form that's just a little bit lighter and easy to manipulate with. If this is your first time doing contour, I would recommend using a bronzer instead of an actual like harsh contour, but you are the judge of your own abilities. And so you put it around your face like that. I did a horrid job blending. It's very hard to see without my glasses, so I'm sorry. But then you want to go in under your chin, and it actually helps like define your chin if you just put some under it. And I would 100% go back in and blend this better, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna lean in to see the mirror because I've taped my phone to the mirror. That's how I'm doing this. Okay, so we've got our basic contour down. That's really, so that is the main face makeup that I'm going to focus on, although I will do highlight later because we're going to talk about colors and such. But then what I'm going to do now is I always like to do my brows before I do my eyeshadow, just because it gets them out of the way. So, you know, you brush them up. Now, I am bad at using a pencil to fill in my brows. So I've got this stuff from NYX that's a brow pomade, and it's like a little spoolie. It's basically like mascara for your brows, and it's the best thing that I've ever found. I love it so much. It's natural. Although, so Ava asked in the group chat about filling in your brows, and I always recommend to, because it just gives your face more expression and they can see your facial expression better from the box. But it's ultimately up to you, although I would recommend at least styling them in some way. And so I really like to use a pomade because it's easy. So you just kind of brush it on, and I'm trying to show you how to apply it, but it's kind of hard to look in the camera. But so brush it on, and then if you're using a pencil, you know, you draw the general shape and then really blend it in well. But I found with this pomade, you don't have to blend it in as much. Wow, I'm really getting in on the camera. But then after I apply the first coat, I always go in with a regular spoolie to blend it out a bit. because it can like kind of clump up in some places and you don't like see what happened there. You don't want that. You want that to go away. So you can go back in and blend out afterwards, and just make sure that they're shaped the way that you want them to be, because eyebrows, everyone has their own way that they want their eyebrows to look. And I know that this looks incredibly dark, but once you do the rest of the makeup, it doesn't look so bad, I promise. It's just kind of shocking when you first put it on. Okay, but yes, let me just finish shaping a bit. Okay. All right, so brows are not exactly how I want them to look, but they look kind of sad, but for the sake of the video, they work. Although I'm just gonna I like a fluffier brow, but once again, it's all up to your personal preference. Okay. Ended up looking sad. Okay. Not the best example of what your brow should look like, but whatever, it's fine. It does the job. So when I was talking about Scotch tape, I meant it. This is the most helpful makeup item I have ever found. And I know that sounds strange, but I promise it's the best. So we're about to do eye makeup, right? So I take a piece like this long. Can you guys see that? Yeah. And then I stick it in the corner right here at the angle that I want my eyeliner and eyeshadow to follow, because then that gives you a really nice sharp line when you're doing stuff. So here, I'm gonna put it on. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, so like right there. I like that line. How about that? Looks good. So, ooh, this feels weird, but I promise it helps. So, starting off with your base eyeshadow, you want to use a fluffy brush because you're going to blend a lot. So this is the pattern that I've got. It's called Amber Eyes, and it's from Profusion Cosmetics. I found it at Walmart, and it's the best thing. It's got like all the good colors we want to use here. So I'm going to start off with this dark red color and just kind of put that all over the lid, and then we'll talk about blending with a lighter color, because see, look how dark that goes on. So you want to make sure that you really, blend it out and make it look natural and smooth and all of that good stuff. So I've put it, this stuff is, even though it came from Walmart, it's super pigmented, so I love it. So you can see I've put on my red base, and now I'm going to go in and choose one of these lighter colors down here. I like Ideal to blend. So I just take a little bit, and then I just go at like this top line right here. You can see that. You want it to like fade, kind of. You want it to be like an ombre type thing. God, I cannot get over how bad my brows look. Do better on your brows when you do this. But we're gonna blend out a little bit. Uh-oh. Whoopsie. And then if it finds out that you've made a mistake, like I just did, wipe it off with your fingers and start over, and you will be fine. Also, some people who are more experienced with makeup use an eyeshadow primer. That's up to you if you want to use one. It's basically, it just kind of helps it stick to your lid more. If you really want to do that, go ahead, that's fine. So now that I've kind of blended it out, it looks pretty smooth to me. I'm going to go in with this dark brown color. Can y'all see that? Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to deepen the edges of my eye. So I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to put it all in this crease line right here. So kind of push your brush back to kind of, you're kind of curve, like you're forming to the shape of your eyeball, if you will. You're just like really emphasizing your lid space. It just gives it more dimension that way. Because like now you can see, like when you look up close, look at that dimension, there's like different shades that you can see, So, I'm gonna go in with this orange shade and just kind of add some on top because I want it to be more vibrant. So yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. Because I wanted it to be brighter instead of as dark as it came out. But yeah, so that's good. Okay, here comes the fun part. We are going to cut our crease. Now, I know that sounds intimidating, but all it is you take a concealer brush, if I can find one. Where did it go? Did I use this? We're gonna use this. So take your concealer, and I've got mine right here. Sorry, I'm just looking for a brush. I had one, I don't know where it went. But anyway, got mine right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a little dab on kind of like a firmer brush, because you're gonna dab it around a bit. You don't want it to be a fluffy brush for this one. So you're gonna take some, just a little, well, it depends on your concealer, but take just a little bit. And then you're going to, remember how we talked about highlighting this top part of the eye? Well, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put concealer over that part of the eye. So look, I'm gonna take this and just kind of dab it around. I know that's coming off red because there's like lipstick on this brush. Look, I'll wash all my brushes at some point. It will happen. So you're just gonna dab it all around and kind of blend out the edges so that you've got, this is actually like an eyeshadow base, but it's important that you do this for your glitter because we're gonna put some bronzy glitter on the lid, okay? So we've got that. It doesn't have to be like really, really straight because your eye's gonna be open most of the time so they can't see the edges, you know? But so we've got that, and now we're gonna go in with, where was the brush I used for this? Oh my God, hold on. Here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with a flat brush like this. This is what I like to use for glitter. And we are going to take, first of all, this glitzy red shade right here, and we're gonna get some, and we're going to apply it on that place that we just concealered off on our eye, okay? So like, look at that glitter. This is why I love putting concealer on first, because the glitter stands out so much more in comparison. And then I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more because I love glitter. So, like this, okay. So that is a good start. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this bronzer, this bronzy shade right here, just to add a little bit more dimension to that shade that I just used. And we're gonna go in all along right here. It just gives it more of an auburn look instead of that deep red look that we had. But if the palette you get or have ends up looking more like that, you don't have to layer them. Just do whatever you want. Just go for the bronzy color we were talking about. So there's that. Now, look at how beautiful that is. She's all gorgeous. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to take, when I talked about putting silver in the inner corner of your eye, that's what we're gonna do now. So I've got this Tetris palette. My cousin gave it to me, but the only reason I like it is because it's got this super shiny silver color, and that's what I want to use here. Now, you don't have to get this exact palette, just get like a palette that has a silver of some sort in it, because we all have different, you know, price ranges and what have you. But let's see, I'm just gonna use my finger because I don't know where the brush went. But so we're gonna take a little bit and then we're gonna dab it right in the corner to really, it's gonna give us that pop of color in the corner, and also it's gonna tie into our uniforms because our uniforms they have silver elements. Now, as I put too much, but this is why I always recommend keeping makeup wipes handy, because you can go in and fix your mistakes and, you know, do what have you. Now, I really wish that I used a brush on that, but whatever. So now it looks like this, although, oh my God, I'm not happy with the way that came out. Hold on. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I would have, it kind of like bled to, the glitter kind of migrated to under my eye, and that's not what we want. But this is the general gist. You put silver in your corner, and then you've got glitter on the top, okay? So now here is the hardest part, in my opinion. We're going to do liquid liner, okay? And this is where the Scotch tape is really, really handy to have. So the way the liquid liner works, it kind of, you decide the shape. The shape is not going to be the same for everyone's eye, but we just want it to be winged in some way. So the way that I do it is start here, draw a line across. This is really hard to do on camera. Okay, so draw your line across, and you can make it as thin or as thick as you want. I prefer thicker eyeliner, but that's just me. So you've got your baseline, right? And now you're gonna take and you're gonna draw up and follow that tape line. You see, now that the plastic tape is on my face, I can just go ham with like I don't have to be super precise with my lines, because when I peel this off, it's gonna be all in the same place, which is the glory of using tape on your eyes. So I've drawn my line. Now I'm gonna fill it in a wee bit, And just make sure that you follow all the way up to the tape with the ink so that it's super sharp. And yeah, it takes some concentration. Hold on. This is the part, honestly, that I would recommend practicing the most because you don't want your eyeliner to look weird. Okay, so I've got my eyeliner, and I know it looks really weird right now, but let's give this some magic, okay? You ready? I'm gonna peel off the tape. Look at that straight line. Look at that straight line. And then if it's not entirely shaped because, you know, your skin wrinkles or whatever, you can go in and just make some minor corrections, which is what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna do it off camera though, because it's kind of hard. Okay, so now, look at how great that looks. Look at how delightful that looks. And it's all because of the Scotch tape. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect it a little bit to my under eye. Just kind of keeping the line going down. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with that pencil eyeliner that we talked about. This is the one that I like. I like it because it's got a little brush on the end that you can like smoke out your under eye with. But okay, if you are comfortable with waterline eyeshadow, which means that you're gonna put it in this place right here, then I recommend doing it because it pops your eyes out more. But if you're not, it's completely fine. But I'm gonna do it just so you guys know how to do it. So it looks really weird, but just pull your eye down and then go on this line right here, just like that. And so see, it kind of pops my eye out more. So now that we've got that, I talked about smoking out underneath your eye, so I'm gonna do that. I can actually use this to do that, but you can also use a black eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna put a little bit under my eye. It's really hard to stay on screen. I'll put a little bit under, and then I'm gonna go in with this brush that's on the other end and smoke it out. But I also I've got this palette here that I use all the time, but sadly it broke the other day. But it's got black there. Can you see that? I would use that to smoke out under my eye as well. But you're just kind of making it darker and mysterious and all that jazz. You guys are really getting a close-up view of my eye. This is great. So just smoking that out, making sure it's blended. You know, you don't want to look too raccoonish, so just keeping it smooth and blended. Really the main idea of the tutorial is to blend. Just always make sure you blend. So we've got that, right? Now I'm gonna go in with the fluffy brush I used with the red colors earlier, and I'm just gonna dab a little bit more of like this reddish, this brighter red color here. And I'm just gonna go under the eye a little bit where it is, because I just kind of want the colors to tie together, if that makes sense. So, ooh, just a wee bit like that. Just a little bit. It kind of just ties the whole thing together. I know it looks subtle, but I swear it's there. There we go. Okay, so now you are done with your eye look. Look at that. Look at you. So proud of you. So here comes the hardest part in my, well, I already said eyeliner was the hardest part, but this is the second hardest part to me. Fake lashes. So fake lashes, they're going to come in a one-size-fits-all, but you're going to want to cut it to fit the length of your eye. So can you see, this one is pre-cut, but can you see how one end is shorter and one end is longer? The longer end should go on the outer corner of your eye when you put them on. So this one, what I did is I took it and I held it up to my eye and I saw where I should put it, and then I cut off a little bit of the end to make it fit the actual length of my eye, if that makes sense. So now I also recommend going to look at another tutorial on YouTube how to do this, because it's kind of hard, but I'm going to put on some glue. And what you do with eyelash glue is you put it on the length of the lash, you put it on the whole thing, and then and so you spread it around. Just make sure you get an even coating, because you know the wind will blow them off. It's happened to me at a game before. But so yeah, get a nice even coating, and then you're going to fan it for a second. You know, just wave it around like this, because you want the glue to get tacky before you try to put it on your eye. So sorry, I was trying to find the cap. But you want it to get kind of tacky before you put it on. So blow on it, fan it, whatever. It'll take like maybe 30-ish seconds. The hardest part is getting it to fit on the right place on your eye, the place where you want it to sit. That's the hardest part to me. But just fool around with it. You'll get better at it as time goes on. It just takes practice, that's really all. Okay, so my glue is looking tacky. So here's what we're gonna do. I like to hold it like this, and then I'm gonna take it and I'm going to line it up on the part of my, I'm gonna line it up so where this end is all the way over to this corner of my eye. It's really hard to do this on screen. Okay, I'm gonna go look in the mirror and like fix that. Okay, actually, I did a good job. I did a good job. You just really make sure that it's actually like sticking to your eye, like that it's, yeah. So just make sure that it's actually on your eye. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that it's actually on my eye. Okay, so now we let it dry for a hot second. While we let this dry, we're going to put mascara on top so it blends your natural lashes into the fake lashes. But while that dries, we're going to do the highlight, because highlight is one of the most important things. It lets you shine to the gods, because, you know, the lights will be on your face and you want to look all glowy and gorgeous. So since we did this silver on the inner corner, I want to do a silvery whitish highlight. So I'm going to actually combine two things. Like, don't stress over getting the exact same colors, just combine them so they combine what you have so that it kind of looks similar. So I've got this pinkish highlight. Also, highlight tones go with your skin. So if you are a lighter complexion, don't get a darker highlight tone, get a lighter one. And if you're darker, then you can get a darker one, etc. So I'm using this super light one because I'm pale. I'm going to use this one. And then I'm also going to go in with this silver that we used earlier, with just a little bit to kind of make it cohesive. And I've got this fluffy brush that I like to use, but there's also a highlighter brush that's like a fan, but I just prefer this one because it kind of contours my face. So go in with a little bit of the white first, and you put it on your nose right here. Wow, it's really not showing up, but I swear it's there. Hold on. There we go. Put it on your nose. You're just putting this on the high points of your face. Okay, this is not working. We're gonna use my finger. Fingers are delightful makeup tools. Where is the highlight, dog? She's not coming off today. Okay, but so that, and then you're gonna put it on your cheekbones, like right at the top, the highest point of your face. So like right here. And then you're gonna put a little bit under your brow, on your brow bone right here. Just a little bit there. And then you can also, you can put it like, I mean, some people put it on their foreheads, but I don't really like to do that. But if you did, you would put it like somewhere in there. But so now I've got that highlight going. I'm gonna go in. I like this fluffy brush because it kind of like contours to my cheeks, and I like that. So we've got that. Now I'm gonna go in with that silver tone just a little bit to try to make it a more cohesive color with the rest of the look. Now this is kind of the hard part because the way that it ends up looking, you gotta blend it out a lot so that you don't just have a silver streak on your face, you know? But you know, if you get like an actual silvery toned highlighter, it will be easier for you. I found the sink. But yeah, that's working the way I want it to. And then you put some under your brow bone like we talked about. And then, so now you are done with most of your complexion. Now we just need to put on mascara. And so you gotta wait until your lashes are fully dried to your eye before you do this because you don't want to pull them off. But you just, you know, put on your mascara like normal, blend it up into your lashes, make sure that they all look the same, all one color. And then I like to put, I'm talking weird when I put on the mascara, but I like to put mascara on my bottom lashes too because it just adds a little more dimension to your eye. And that's what we are going for. The eyes popping. Oh, okay. So yeah, finished. That is the finished eye look. And like I would have said, I kind of rushed this. I would have blended it out a little bit more. I would have done some other things, but that is the general instruction on how to do your eyes. The final part is lipstick. Now, lipstick is kind of hard because you have to really know where your lips are, but this Maybelline product, I love it so much. It is perfect. So we're gonna go, it's got a little applicator like this, and you're just gonna follow I haven't bought my lip liner yet, but when I do, I will use it because it makes it look so much neater. You'll see what I mean. But follow the line of your lips. This is where it's best to keep makeup wipes on you because mishaps happen. And then smush them together. So you can see how I'm already getting discrepancies in the lines. That's why a lip liner is great. Okay. I'm gonna do the top off camera because I gotta get the Cupid's bow. This is your Cupid's bow right here, and you want it to be really pronounced. So I kind of just drew like a little X here with the thing, and then I'm gonna fill it in. Okay, not the best lipstick application, but it will work for these purposes. I'm just trying to show you how to put it on and all that stuff. So in the picture, I had my little blood, coming down from the side. So I don't use this lipstick for it. I use this one. It's just a cheap stick lipstick, a brighter red, and I'm gonna take a firm brush and I'm gonna wet it a little bit. And then I'm just gonna take it and rub it on the top and draw your little blood spatter or your little blood drip near your lip. And this one happens to be really bright, so I kind of take some of the stuff that's here and blend it in a little bit, just make it into a drippy type shape. Okay. All right. That is pretty good. So yeah, that is, I'm not gonna do the other eye because, it took me quite a bit to do this. It took me a little bit of time to do this, but that is your final look. Just make sure that, you put on your complexion products beforehand, and especially make sure that you set your complexion products with a powder because that will keep it on, and then use a setting spray, which you just spray it all over your face and it helps keep it in place. It's like hairspray before you make up. You can find it at like a drugstore. But yeah, that is it, and I hope this was helpful.